Welcome everybody to the 11th generation 2022 Honda Civic. The car we have with us today is the top of the line touring variant, which is mated to a 1.5 liter engine with 180 horsepower with a CVT gearbox. Let's see how this car is. The front end of this 11th generation Civic is a big difference compared to the previous 10th generation. The 10th generation was a good looking car, but this 11th generation takes it to a whole new level according to me. The front end with the sleek headlights and the good looking DRLs complement the whole front end really well. The design is a little pointy, for you, especially when you look at it from the side angle, but again it's a very sharp design, cuts and creases all over the front end. I think it's a very smart looking proposition from Honda. Stands out on the roads and stands out against other cars in the competition. When we come to the rear end of this car, the taillights stand out, especially when they're on like this. You can see that it's got a very nice shape. It's all LED, even the indicators LED, which again look really good. Everything else has cuts and creases which again make it stand out on the road. It's got deflectors on the bumper to give it that little bit more special touch. One thing I would have liked though is maybe the highlight of the exhaust tips that this car has, because it has dual tips but it's not visible. So if maybe that could be highlighted, it could have added to the sporty touch this car stands out with. The side profile is where the real sedan silhouette stands out. Front end, again, it has a slightly long hood which stands out, looks really good, and then you have the really long wheelbase which is actually similar to the older gen Accords. That's when you know how long this car actually is through the side profile. And then you have the rakish, slightly coupe-ish rear end, the C-pillar which kind of bends down. Again, it's a very nice look. It's all been integrated really well by Honda, and it's all been complemented by the 18-inch alloys that this car has. Again, it's a complete package. Everywhere you look, from front, rear, back, it all looks so good. Now we're inside the new Honda Civic, and again it's completely different compared to the previous generation. It's got a new steering wheel, it's got a new infotainment, and everything is new, especially this new sort of honeycomb finish. I think it's a very unique touch, but it looks really good. It's got AC vents integrated beautifully inside, and you have some physical knobs and buttons for the air conditioning, which is again really nice compared to, because many manufacturers are going everything touchscreen. Even the big touchscreen unit here, the 10-inch screen, has the essential volume knobs and the seek, track, forward and rewind as buttons. You've got some buttons on the center console, again, which the center console is pretty big. It's got two nice cup holders. Thankfully this is not gloss black. It's a very sort of carbon fiber-ish finish, and I'm thankful for that, because normally you rest your arm here, or you're playing around with, you're taking your phone or something, it will leave fingerprints. This is all gloss black, but this is something you never have to touch. So it's a useful addition where gloss black has been added, but at places where it's not mandatory. So it's good. It's this whole nice good. You've got a nice center armrest which opens up, which is pretty deep. You can put lots of stuff. The 3-spoke steering wheel is really nice. You've got paddle shifters in the back. You've got all the buttons for your volume, the cruise control, adaptive cruise control, lane keep, everything. The heated steering button, which is again a nice touch. It's on this touring variant. You've got the nice stalks, and again everything you touch and feel, the buttons, the knobs feel really nice, really tactile, and they feel really premium for this price range. Again, it's a very nice place to be. Plus there is, obviously, you've got the Bose branding, the tweeters. So this has Bose audio system thrown. Could have been a bit better, because Bose carries a lot of heritage. So when you hear Bose, you have high expectations. This is not quite that good, but again, it's not a bad audio system. It's just a nice ambience, nice seating. Everything is just nice about this car inside here. The seats themselves are really supportive. You've got nice cushioning, you've got nice lumbar support which is adjustable, and it's powered. So again, it's a nice little feature that Honda has added. Overall, again, it adds the whole comfort and the sportiness this car is trying to put out. Now I'm in the rear seat of the all-new Civic, and I can report it's a great place to be. You've got a lot of legroom. I'm 5'8", and this driving seat is set for my driving position. As you can see, my knees are really far away from the seat. I have a lot of headroom. The backrest incline angle is perfect. It's so comfortable, and under thigh support is also pretty good. One really good feature that Honda has integrated into the new Civic, which is only on this touring variant, is the addition of the rear heated seats. I mean, it's such a great addition. It's showing that you provide value to the rear passengers as well. It's such a thoughtful day, especially on a day like this where it's really cold. Then you do have a center armrest, which is a tad too low. I wish that it would stop around here, but it goes all the way here. You have two cup holders. It's a little low, but again, it's nice, and the whole overall ambience is really comfortable. It's really inviting, and I think the rear passengers would be really happy here for long journeys. Now we're behind the wheel of the 2022 Honda Civic. As I said, this car has the 1.5 VTEC turbo, so it produces around 180 horsepower. Helps this car to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in roughly 7.3 to 7.5 seconds. This car also has drive modes. As you can see, the dials, if I change it to sport, the dials change. If I put it into economy, the dials change as well. It's got a little nice graphic as well. So let's see if I floor it, and it sets off pretty strongly. Boost comes on very early, and it sets off pretty quickly. You're very quickly into the speed limit zone, which is actually really easy. It's easy to merge onto a highway as well with this car. So you can see steering feel is really good. Engine is really punchy. You never have a shortage of power at all. You can see there is no shortage of torque. Only when you floor it, pedal to the metal, is sometimes you might feel the lack of displacement. You can feel that it's a small engine, and overall, again, it's very comfortable. The steering feel is really nice. It's really easy to maneuver in city speeds. It's very light, and when you want to throw it around a corner, it also handles well. But because of these bumps, you have to take it a little easy, because the tire profile is 45 section, which is a little on the lower side, so you have to be careful for potholes or bumps. You might have sidewall damage or anything that could be very bad, so you have to be very careful of that. But on smooth roads, it glides so beautifully well. The ride is so good, the seats are so good, it complements each other really well. The whole persona of the driving is really sporty. So now we come up to a corner, and you can use the paddle shift as well to control. It's a CVT, so it doesn't have gears, but it emulates gears really well. Oh yeah, you can feel the tail dancing. Wow, that was a nice surprise. You can actually feel the tail coming out. There had a bit of a lift off oversteer. Wow, some really nice corners here, and you can feel the engine screaming. It's a CVT, but it shifts well. Again, overall, it's a great driving experience. It complements the whole persona of this car, the sporty, comfortable mix. Everything you throw at this car, and it will do you well, and it will make you proud. In conclusion then, the 2022 11th generation Honda Civic. Well, where do I start? It looks great, it rides well, it handles really well, and the engine is a bomb. I mean, it's really powerful. Yes, it does have a CVT, but that does not stop this engine from performing so well. It's got a ton of features, and it's got so much room for your occupants and a lot of luggage space in the boot as well. It's the complete package, and it actually takes off where the 10th generation left off. It's just a superb package, and it does everything right. It's a Honda Civic after all. Honda knew what to do right. They just took the previous package and just made it better. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.